Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks. Today we are watching a player by the name of Anonymizer, who we're going to call Anon for short, because Anonymizer, saying that 100 times, maybe not that many times, but a bunch of times in a replay is a mouthful and a half. But anyway, he is playing in the 114 SP2, which is a vehicle that I enjoy playing myself quite a bit. As you can see here, he's going to be playing it more like a heavy tank, even though it is technically classed as a tank destroyer. This vehicle was the reward for rank battles a couple years ago, which is the only reward I've really ever picked up from rank battles, because I don't care enough anymore. I'll be completely honest. The game is getting a little bit old for me, which makes sense given that I've been playing it since what, 2011, so 13 plus years. It's been a while, you know. This game has eaten up a lot of my life. But anyway, Anonymizer, Anon here is, what did I just say, is going to show us what is great about this vehicle. Personally, I think it has terrible armor, it's big, it's not notably fast or anything like that, but its gun is what makes it stand out. And its gun, as Anon here is going to show us in just a second as he chooses the target, which may be the T110E3 or not, which may be the AMX, is quite accurate and has that 650 average damage, allowing him to put that shot into the AMX's commander's hatch. Mind you, at not a very far range, but with no hesitation, with no chance, almost no chance of him missing whatsoever. And then he had to back out of there before that AMX could climb the hill and hit him in return, because, as I said, this 114 SP2 has basically no armor, and that includes the turret. But if this thing had a tough turret, it would be overpowered in my opinion. And excuse me, rocks, and it's gonna just climb over you there like you didn't even exist. He does like his rocks, as you'll see here in a moment, but he's gonna now squeeze in behind his friendly SP2 and see if he can get a shot in on someone else from behind, making sure he doesn't stick out too much and get shot by that T30, because no one really wants to lose 750 hit points, right? Okay, let's see if he can manage to get his gun on target. And here's that AMX, and AMX, you can see him back up there for a second like, oh nope, I just drove in front of two SP2s that are staring at me. Maybe I shouldn't do that, but it was too late. And there's Anon showing us again how much he really loves rocks, and he has had a bit of a run-in with one, that time stopping him dead in his tracks. Now he's going back here to help the 252U and see if he can put a shot into the T110E3. He does so, and even though he didn't hit the drive wheel in that vehicle, it did still blow the track off of that T110E3, forcing him to use a repair kit. But now this T110E3 has realized, I'm not going to get this 252U out from behind me easily, and if I keep fighting with him, this SP2 is just going to start shooting me in the back as well. So instead, I'm just going to sit here, accept my fate, and hope that maybe Anon here in the SP2 is dumb enough to poke out and allow the E3 to hit him. But that's not going to happen here. Anon's just like, yeah, I mean, he's dead. I'd like to have that damage, but you know what? I've already got 1,500 damage so far this game. I've already picked up my first kill. I'll just sit here and accept that, and you know, save my hit points for another day. Which, looking at how the battle is going so far, given that Anon's team is down quite a few hit points, yeah, you might need those. You might need to keep all the hit points you can. Play smart, don't get greedy. If it was the last enemy vehicle remaining and a victory was a sure thing, then if I were Anon here, I would have absolutely stuck my nose out and accepted that I would take a hit in return for doing more damage myself, but that is just not the case. So playing smart, I like it. So now Anon's going to work his way towards the middle of the map here. He needs to try to find some more enemies. All the enemies that were in the north have been dispatched of. So let's see if he can help the T57 Heavy before the T57 Heavy gets completely annihilated, hopefully, possibly, maybe. Now, as I said too, this SP2 isn't the fastest thing in the world, so you kind of have a big, clunky tank, but, well, maybe not the clunky part, especially when you factor in that gun, but I mean, don't expect the thing to be bouncing any shells on you unless it hits a weird angle somewhere. It's not going to happen. Is there any enemy vehicles up here? Doesn't look like it. Well, maybe he'll just wait a second and hope that someone will appear. Hey, hello there, Brask. Would you like to take 705 damage to the face? Yes? Okay, well, there you go. I'm sure that Brask loved that was a bit of a high roll. I mean, who wouldn't? And the 252U's like, yeah, I'm just getting in there. I'm not waiting around. The 257 Heavy is now thinking, okay, I've got some friends. I'm going to push up as well. So Anon has decided, well, if I want any of this damage, I've got to get up in there, and I have to fight for this damage, because now the enemies are not going to come to me when the rest of my team is kind of deterring that behavior. So everybody got spotted by the looks of it by that Pershing as they approached. The Baraska's still up here, kind of like, well, what do I do about this? But as long as Annan doesn't roll a little bit low here, that Barask is going to be a one-shot kill. And kind of a bit of a hesitation there on Annan's part. He does take a hit before managing to kill the Barask, but looks like that one hit the tracks. Therefore, that no armor I was talking about, sort of, if you count the track as armor, which it's not really. It isn't. It is, but it isn't. He blocked a shot. I'll take it. Sure. Any shot I bounce in this thing, when I'm playing it myself, I will take. Now, put one into the Pershing, but unfortunately takes one in return from the Pershing, and even more unfortunately, takes one from the Waffenträger for 568. So just like that, he has lost pretty close to 1,000 hit points. More than you want to. Maybe not quite 1,000. Math is mathing, okay? But he's going to get in there, push that Pershing, and get over to cover before that WT can hit him again, and just sit here and kind of wait for him to become unspotted before progressing too far. And then Object 260, you can see on the mini-map there, and kind of in front of Annan there, has went down the hillside and is, I guess, escaping the moment. He's like, nah, this isn't my fight. I'm out of here. So now Annan needs to see if he can find any other targets, and sure enough, there's the grill, but trying to aim through these railings is difficult, and the shell dips low and hits the tracks of the Grill 15. Grill 15, again, no armor, even less than Annan here, but at least the grill is a bit of a smaller target, and that HWK, the Hawk there, almost got hit once by Annan, almost got a line of sight, almost got a second line of sight, and yeah, that's twice that Hawk has just gotten a little bit lucky, and almost a third time. Oh, so close. Annan was just one little, if he had just advanced a little bit farther, a little bit quicker at any point during there, he could have gotten that shot in on the Hawk, but there's just, it didn't work out. And I mean, he couldn't have known, but in hindsight, yeah, it was tricky. So Annan now is just going to sit up here and kind of dance around waiting for something exciting to happen. So let me save you some of the pain, skip forward the better part of a minute until something exciting does happen. And look who it is. It's the Hawk again. Is he going to give Annan another chance to shoot him? Not in that direction, maybe in this direction, but Annan's got to get himself traversed around and aimed in there. And the Hawk is going to go unspotted, but it doesn't matter. He gets the kill. Satisfying as could be. There's a nice clean kill. Slightly blind shot. I'm sure that Annan is happy with that one. That's one of the ones that make you smile. And now Annan is going to take the low road here. The low road is somewhere that I rarely ever go. Perhaps I had a couple bad experiences with it and went, nah, this is just not for me. I feel like if I'm driving along this road, I get spotted from somewhere up on top of the bridges on the outside of the map and get shot by things I can't see, and it just frustrates me. So I decided once upon a time, you know what? It's going to be rare that I ever go down here again. And once in a blue moon, it does make sense tactically, but generally, it's something I don't even consider. And there is the Grill 15. Can Annan get a shot on him? That was a nice shot. That was led perfectly the way that Grill turned as he was approaching towards the 416. That might have just led himself right into Annan's shot perfectly. That was beautiful. And considering the Grill 15 is pretty fast and not really that big of a target, especially if you're just thinking about its turret, it was a very nice shot indeed. And there, unfortunately, goes the 416 that was sitting in Annan's base, which means that now, possibly, when the other Waffenträgers approach, as well as the WZ-111G, which is over there with that Waffenträger, one of them, there's two of them in this match, that they may or may not get spotted. They are within Annan's spotting range, but if they approach with some bushes in the proper places, they're going to have a hard time. In the meantime, oh, not in the meantime, never mind, the WZ has approached. The WZ has realized that he got spotted there, perhaps. I'm sure he knows by now. With 6 cents and all, and has decided I'm going to sit behind that rock. I'm not going to be stupid and push out. Except, yes, I am. And Annan rolls almost 100 damage, 95 damage high. Looking at the mini-map, that Waffenträger, the other one that is not on the west coast, well, he just got himself eliminated, which is very good for Annan's team, because this is now a 2 versus 3. There is a chance of them pulling this back, but man, that is looking so tough. In the meantime, it looks like either WZ or the other Waffenträger has managed to put itself into Annan's base, and Annan cannot spot hit. So is it behind the bushes that he's looking at now? Probably not. They're pretty small. Will Annan fire blindly at the bushes? I think he's thinking, you know what, there's a chance that he's behind a bush, but more than likely he is right around there behind those buildings. That is where I would be, and Annan is probably thinking that's where he would be as well. That just makes the most sense to me. I think it would be difficult to hide a big tank in those other bushes back there, and those, I can't tell, I can't remember either. They might not even be in that cap circle. So Annan waits very patiently now, holding his fire, knowing that if he starts taking blind shots, he may or may not get himself spotted, and luckily for him, something does approach. That WZ decides to try the exact same thing he did a minute ago, hoping for a different result. And now, the Waffenträger in the cap circle has been spotted as well, which is again very good for Annan and his team. And Annan might just get a shot on that Waffenträger. Oh, he's there somewhere. He's behind all the boxes and debris or whatever that is in the middle of the cap circle by the looks of it. And Annan managed to reset 69 nice cap points there on his own base. Very well done. That was possibly a game-saving shot right there. And now the ally WZ is going to move up into that base and see if he can spot anything else that's there. And interestingly, it looks like the WZ has left. He's not left. The WT has left the cap circle. The WZ is thinking about poking again. He's not going to make the same mistake a third time, is he? There's not a chance. Like, why would he do the same thing a third time and expect a different result? That is the definition of insanity. He won't do it. Yeah, he will. He will. I don't know what he was thinking, but from this perspective, doesn't seem like he was the most aware player. Maybe he felt like he was under pressure and had to do something, but really that wasn't the move. He would have been better off hiding behind the rock for the next 2.5 minutes than poking out and just throwing away his hit points. Sometimes you need to just do nothing. Sometimes that is actually the better option. Now, where did that WT go? Where could he have gone? He's clearly not in the cap circle anymore, for obvious reasons. Did he retreat back towards his base? Is he still hiding just outside the cap circle? Is he sitting over in A1? We don't know yet. Let's see. I'm kind of curious to see if Annan gets himself spotted here while climbing this hill. I don't think there's going to quite be the angle for it. Doesn't look like it. Annan is on the hunt now. He is going to have to go find that WT. He's probably seeing that there's only about 2 minutes left in this battle. Like, he needs to do something. If he just sits around and waits for something to happen, there's a very good chance that this battle is going to be a draw. And a draw, as far as your experience is concerned, as far as your service record for the most part is concerned, a draw is a loss. So really, he's playing right now for a draw, which is a loss, a regular loss, or maybe if he's lucky, a victory, but that's going to be really tricky to pull off in this short period of time. But look, what is this? The Object 260 looks like he got himself stuck earlier when he was dropping down this hill, and I love what Annan is doing here. He is side-scraping this vehicle, and the 260 is sitting here in a not side-scrape position whatsoever, which means that Annan can actually, and write this down if you haven't noticed this, if you didn't know this already, Annan can side-scrape this 260 and shoot him. Meanwhile, this 260 can't hit him. There's even a chance that Annan isn't being spotted by this 260 while he's doing this. And it looks like he's just outside of the proxy zone. And you can see once in a while that 260 goes unspotted by Annan, even though he has a line of sight on part of his vehicle, just because it's such a slim line of sight there whatsoever. So that was very well done by Annan. Obviously, a straight trade of hit points, firing two shots back and forth with him, would have resulted in that 260 winning that exchange. But now there's less than a minute remaining in the battle, and they still have to find this WT. Are they going to be able to do so in time? Absolutely. Will this shot fly true? Waffenträger shot bounces just like that. So much for this tank not having any armor. I mean, he's gotten lucky a couple times in this battle with those random ricocheting shots, and if he didn't, well, this battle could have ended very, very differently. Thank you, Annan, for submitting your replay. I really, really appreciated seeing it. I hope that everybody else enjoyed watching as well. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.